Hello everybody. This is I don't know. I'm not really gonna try to use a username or something, but I am the creator of Deep Sleeper, whatever, all the Valley of Eyes, whatever. I made those Gmod maps or something. So I'm just gonna since everybody's been so confused for ever since I posted this map like almost 3 years ago. Everybody was like confused. They didn't know what was going on with the map. And I recently saw a video a quite decently big YouTuber made on my map. He was exploring it, the librarian. So that's why I'm making this video, because I watched the whole video and I really liked it. It was really thorough and respectful, and yeah, so I just think I saw the comments, and I just think there's a big chunk, at least decent chunk of people that kind of want a explanation or like what's going on, or is this like any kind of related to any of the other projects. And yeah, so I'm gonna make this video for you guys, and let me think of something else. But before I start that, I just want to say a few things, because like ever since this map came out, it's been like the reaction has been, you either love it, you don't know what's going on, or you freaking hate it. And it was very jarring when I first published this map, to see people being confused and just not understanding what the message was, which it happens, but it's to the point where they see the map as cringe or edgy or try harding too much, or just being something stupid or disrespectful towards the themes, which I can see the map being those things. But I made this map like when I was freaking young as heck. I was not very emotionally mature. I'm still not really, but yeah, this is basically coming from a teenager, this map, so what do you expect? And also, I would go to work, right, and I come back and I just put my stress and whatever, just make this map. So yeah, it's definitely something, it's a map made from from a feeling, really. It's just expressing myself. So of course it's gonna, I exaggerate a little bit, whatever. But yeah, I had something else to say. Also, yeah, it took me almost a whole year to make this map. It was like 6 to 7 months. I'd work on it every day, really. Like, there wasn't a day where I wasn't working on it. And my friend, if he could vouch for me, but he doesn't talk to us no more, but we'd get on Discord, and I'd be all day just doing this map, because I was having fun, I was enjoying it. Unfortunately, I don't enjoy making maps anymore, but I'm going to try to see if I can get something done. Some of the reactions is, I saw the comments on the librarian's video, and there was a lot of people that seemed to resonate with the themes and the message. And I found that interesting, because this map is definitely pretty dark. Really, it's pretty edgy. So this is a message for people that can relate to what the map is trying to portray. Please don't give up. That's what I'm saying. Don't give up. Don't let yourself be consumed by bad thoughts or bad habits. This map is really just it's not trying to glamorize that kind of thing, but it really looks like it. But this was way back. I was really different back then, I didn't really know. I didn't really think about the themes in a very positive way. I was very pessimistic about it. So that's why it's like edgy and weird and whatever. But yeah, don't give up, man. Like, if you're going through something, I'm sorry, but everybody goes through something. Just be patient. My main thing is always just be patient. Don't get caught up on your bad habits. So Now that's out of the way. Sorry about that rant. It's just you guys will see what I mean by when I try to explain what's going on. I'll explain the story, even though there's not really a story here, and I'll explain the mechanics, some stuff, gameplay, whatever. Why some stuff it sucks in this map. Why is it so confusing? And then yeah, and finally I can talk about the story now. A lot of people got mad at this map when it came out because there was no story. There was no kind of narrative you could follow, right? It was way too abstract. So if you really want a story for this map, it's really about some dude just in a very depressed episode. That's it. It's just supposed to, it's more of an artistic expression of finding yourself in a hole, basically, where nothing seems to go your way or whatever. And this map is a representation of giving in to those negative thoughts, because there's a lot of stuff about this. Whatever, I was young, this wasn't really something I came up with because I'm a genius or I gave it a lot of thought. This is something I just made for fun. So yeah. Alright, so this is the editing version of me, I guess. And I'm just here to explain to you guys like what I said in the video. It's kind of a long rant, I'm sorry, but yeah. That's really it. There's nothing crazy going on in the map. There's no super secret lore, backrooms lore, SCP foundation, or some kind of super secret truth. It's just a map about the depression, I guess, and negative thoughts. That's it. So if you wanted that explained, then you can close the video now and you're gonna be fine. But if you really wanted something different, or if you want to see the little details, then you can just keep watching. The video is too long in my opinion, but whatever. Okay, so I just let that happen. I was gonna restart the map, but if you're wondering, there's that voice a lot that it talks when you're around the map. It's just a lot of stuff here. It's just meant to be creepy. It's not something deep or whatever. But let's start from the beginning here. From time to time, you'll hear a voice say over here or something, which I just made on a website, whatever. And some people get scared or whatever, but it was meant to scare you. It wasn't really meant to be, representing something. But you could see it that way if you want to. But yeah, first I'll explain some mechanics here first. So if you ever play this on desktop, you'll notice that in the upper corner, the upper right corner, some citizens get killed off. So this is where they are. This is the test room. I just remember I gotta do another rant now, because back in the day when I first published this map, it was heavily based on Yume Nikki, Silent Hill, and that flow, whatever. And there used to be a lot of buttons here. It was for me, so I could easily develop the map or something. But now it's just an empty room with this parallax texture. But yeah, if you're curious why is it so empty, that's why it's so empty, because I patched the map. This map went through a lot of updates because I was very unsatisfied with the response from the players, because every time I did anything, there was somebody bitching about it. So I tried to fix it, and then another problem would come up, and then another, and then another, and then ultimately I just gave up, and I just decided to not really care about the map anymore. Which, I don't think that was a bad idea, honestly, but yeah, let's continue. So, this is the door. This is the first thing that comes. A lot of people made fun of this, I remember, but yeah, it is what it is. It's just supposed to be some weird edgy comment. And then let's see here, anything of significance. So I'm gonna try to explain some things if you're whatever interested, you're curious. But some people are like, what is the deal with the chairs and stuff like that? And it's just something from Human Iki, really. I just kind of stole it. Because in Human Iki, you have these creatures you can interact with. And since this is Gmod, you can't really program like NPCs to do shit for you in a good way. You gotta learn Lua, and just I didn't want time to do that, but yeah. So those chairs are just supposed to be something like that, which I still like. I like the idea of that, so I still use that to this day when I'm trying to make something weird. And yeah, some people get weirded out by this too. This is not really something relevant, but since we got this idea, right, that the chairs are supposed to be kind of like people. So if you see it that way, these other chairs are just kind of staring at this corpse, I guess, with this sinister music, because it's like they don't care. They're just looking at it. That's one of the themes here, is just people don't care about the well-being of others and stuff like that. But yeah, whatever, it happens. But let me just show this real quick. Yeah, so that's the voice I was talking about earlier. There's a timer. There's a random timer that will play that sound. It's not supposed to be just that sound. It's supposed to be all other kinds of sounds, but this map is very glitched and broken, and I deleted the original file. Actually, I got a new computer from back then, so I can't retrieve it and fix it. So anything that's broken here, bro, that's just the way it's gonna be. So yeah, there's this too, right? Yeah, there's just sort of weird events. It's just supposed to make it feel like the map is alive, right? That's one of the things I wanted to go for. I was very inspired by the back rooms too. So instead of going for this like, oh, you're in a scary place with monsters following you, I want to make something like, dang. Yeah, I gotta say that some people think that's corny, but I can see some people thinking that's very creepy, and I can see that too. You just interrupted me right there. Anyways, so instead of being in a place where everything looks weird and there's a monster, I want to make the place is the monster, is kind of the threat here, and it's supposed to unnerve you because it's something alien and that seems to understand what's going on, but at the same time doesn't. And it's just very you're very unsure if whatever is going on, it's hard to tell, right? So first I'm going to show an Easter egg here. It makes some noise. This is supposed to be a joke because, you know, the map was very dark, so I had to put some jokes in there for people that want to find it. But yeah, you get a jump scare there because you're a cheater, right? Because you're no clip, and then there's a photo of emoji. Alright, I ranted too much on small things, but yeah, from here, just straight up, this is just like liminal stuff. It's just supposed to be interesting to look at, whatever. Another criticism I got a lot is this is like a button and a key simulator, which is true 100%. It really feels like Afraid of Monsters, right? I never played that game. I know what it is, but it's made by the guy that made Cry of Fear. And that game has a lot of running around and getting keys and pushing buttons and walking back. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's just I really didn't think of a good architecture or whatever level design. But that definitely, this game level structure of having to backtrack is probably the biggest weakness I would say this map has. Because it's so big. It's a huge map. Oh shit, that scared the fuck out of me. Jesus, I got died there, I guess. So yeah, look at this, bro. Like, you do a lot of backtracking here. So I think that's the biggest weakness. It just came out of a design flaw, right? But yeah, so the constant going around back and forth really pads out the time here. If this was all linear, structured in an easy way to understand, it would really cut down on the confusion and the time people spent on this, because you could spend up to 2 hours. And I played my map before, and I played it like last year and completed it, and I know everything, and I still took like a fucking hour to get it done because it's so damn big. I don't know why I did the map so big, but anyways, another thing some people seem to mention is what was the map like when it first came out, and what you see here is vastly different. I don't have any footage or any things about it, but the map originally was supposed to be you explore it. There's no linear structure, just like Yumeniki. You just go around exploring until, and you're not supposed to do it all in one sitting. You're supposed to explore a little bit sometimes. When you got the time, you go explore. You find out, you figure stuff out. It's supposed to be something you just play like Yumeniki, bro. And people didn't seem to understand that, and they got mad and they got frustrated. At one point I understand, because you're investing your attention and time on this, but at the other point, that's not really what I wanted this to be. But it's Gmod, so people are used to doing playing something in one sitting with their friends, not really by themselves, but with their friends, and they're expected to, like, maps be like 15 minutes or 20 minutes, or like very short, and they want jump scares, they want something creepy. So yeah, I understand that. I just made it was for the wrong audience. I made a map for a type of audience that's not really there, because Gmod is not really a place for this kind of content, I would say. But people like it. I mean, people that get it, they like it, so that's why I'm making this. Anyways, let me continue here. I'm gonna try to continue, and yeah, there's also these paintings or drawings. There's nothing of relevance. They don't have a lot of relevance, but yeah, if you're curious, don't worry about it. And then there's this theme of being watched. I'll explain that later. But yeah, as I said in the beginning, this map is more about a feeling than a story. It's one of those, excuse my language, retarded artist shit. Like, oh, what if, look guys, this guy has a feeling, whatever. It's something simple. It's not that deep. It kind of looks like it, but whatever. If it's just supposed to be something silly, right? But yeah, there's some platforming, and if you're curious, these stairs, I actually got this from old internet creepypasta about some stairs in the forest. If you go up them, something weird was supposed to happen. And back when the map was, about exploration, one of the stairs actually teleported you to a little Easter egg area. But I removed all of those. There used to be Easter egg areas, but those just seem to confuse people more and make them, not understand what's going on. So there's this room. You used to be able to go in here, but I just locked it, whatever. And yeah, but like, I can try to go in there, whatever. So yeah, there was an invisible metro cop there. It's supposed to scare you. So back when this was about exploration, one of the things you could do is you could do this. Yeah, the sound effect is not the greatest. It's pretty goofy. I put that intentionally because I felt the map was too dark. I just want to make it funny, man. People didn't get that either. They would think it's stupid, but I was like, man, this is too dark. This you need to lighten up a little. So I would put some funny jokes like that sometimes. But anyways, this room, you used to get weapons. And to get one of the endings, there was four endings. There's the good ending, the bad ending, and then the true ending of both of those both. To get the bad ending, you just go and kill all these chairs and stuff and furniture. And yeah, you get the bad ending. And the good ending is you don't do that. You explore and you collect 4 books, which I'll show you guys later. And you get the true good ending. Which is weird for me to say because there's no good ending in this map. It's just very bleak. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna just continue. If you like, there's some lore in this room actually. Like I said, it's more about a feeling than an actual story. But the lore of this room is kind of just to be somebody that influenced the main character, which is nameless. The main character doesn't really exist. It's not relevant or whatever. But yeah, a bad influence, right? Elderly, maybe the grandfather was very violent, and he gets that. You can choose to inherit that violence and take it out on these innocent furniture. But yeah, that's the lore, and the reason why there's these texture right here is because the grandfather killed himself. It shows the texture later, but yeah, there's a secret over here if I'm not mistaken. Yep, right. Can I get in here? Alright, thank you. See, good old Gramps. See, that's supposed to be a very you inheriting violence from a previous generation or something. And then I'm gonna show you guys this Easter egg right here. I kind of hate this, but it's just supposed to be one of those things that's supposed to creep you out. This door will sometimes open when you open this door, and you can get in here, and you don't have what so you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, this name is actually just a buddy of mine from like a long time ago. I was just making fun of them by putting this here. But anyways, that's the lore of that, you know. So yeah, after you're supposed to press this button, whatever, and it'll lock this room, and you have to collect this orb. Back in the day, you had to collect like 4 orbs and to progress the story, or 3, I forgot. Yeah, 3 orbs. So yeah, these aren't like really lore relevant. It's just orbs, bro. Like whatever. So after that, you just you backtrack. Now this is where it gets annoying. You backtrack, and then you go here. And I added these arrows, and I locked the door. You know, I tried everything to make it linear and easier to understand, but it's just very confusing. And okay, then finally you can go over here. And the librarian missed this door in the video. It's still locked, but to unlock that one, you go in this place. I was just going for a weird feeling, right? This weird architecture. This is not really relevant at all. Like, whatever. It's just extra stuff. And then, yeah. So I think that... Okay, that should unlock this door. I guess not. Another thing I gotta mention is this map. It literally broke my Hammer or my Source SDK map editing software because it was just so freaking huge. All the data. Hammer is not supposed to do all of this, and plus it's an older version of Hammer and Gmod, whatever. So there's a lot of carryover bugs or new glitches and textures are acting funky. But yeah, I don't really want to replay this map. I'm pretty tired of, you know, playing this map all the time. But yeah, this is like whatever. This is like, these are just painting. O que foi? Cadê? Tá, eu pego depois, obrigado. Alright, so yeah, these areas are just supposed to be like weird and back rooms and whatever. I took a lot of music from different games too, like Yumeniki. This one's from Earthbound. I got inspired by watching backrooms or liminal photos with stuff like that. And then there's this vending machine, which was kind of a joke. It'll do that. It's supposed to be a joke, right? But some people laughed, some people actually got scared by it. But yeah, it's a joke, guys. It's nothing crazy. So yeah, this is a kind of a maze map. It's supposed to make you feel lost and disorientated. And I have a lot of imagery like this. It's so incredible how different Valley of Eyes and this map is. For a great deal of time, I felt a lot of shame about this map because it was just so weird and broken and hard to really navigate. And I take that I didn't take that well, really, to be honest. But yeah, I try to make Valley of Eyes like short, and you know, compared to this map, it's kind of trying to redeem myself, right? But I still hate them both, to be honest. But ever since I watched Librarian's video, I kind of feel like I don't have to be so ashamed of this map anymore, because somebody actually cared about it and gave a fuck about it. That wasn't, you know, that wasn't making fun of it or taking it too literally, right? You know, whatever. But let's get this orb. Yeah, there's this event. This audio is from FNAF 3, by the way. It's the marionette thing. But yeah, I did a lot of this stuff. Another design thing I'd like to do is just change stuff, like, hold on. It just makes stuff like, make the map feel like it's alive, and stuff will go missing, whatever. So yeah, there's this room right here. This is like, some people actually got unnerved by this. It was not supposed to be unnerving, it was supposed to be funny, but I can see them, you know, whatever. But there's a common design thing I do here too, is I love this. You just put weird text. It's supposed to, see that the idea behind these weird phrases is, it's just to make the place seem much more alien and eldritch and whatever, because this literally makes no sense at all, but in the context of whatever is happening here is like, you could assume there's a room of sentient chairs, and it's just, you know, that's not possible, right? And it just doesn't make sense in the context. So, but it makes you feel like if you had the context, you could maybe understand what's happening, but even then it's not even related to what's happening here. And that's really the idea behind most of these text boxes, is just to be something alien and you can't quite understand it, but it's still unnerving, and it speaks to you in a way that you understand with language and words, even though it doesn't make sense. But anyways, originally to get the bad ending, you had to press this, and it was just supposed to be this, like a little joke or something. But yeah, so some people got unnerved by this. I guess I understand, but whatever. Alright, so we're finally like, I'd say we're halfway through the map already. But that's because I rushed. But yeah, so that was a jump scare. That painting would just fly at you, and I gotta say it was pretty funny to see some people getting scared by that. The people that actually could play this buggy mess of a map, but there's actually that doesn't happen every time you pass through it. There's a half and half chance of that jump scare happening, and sometimes it won't. The painting will just stay there. So yeah, I'm just letting you guys know. And then this is yeah, it moves that painting over there. It was supposed to fall over, but it would never fall over, so I just left it like that. And then there's this room. There was supposed to be a book here. You had to collect 4 books to get the true ending. And yeah, so I just reused it, basically recycled this and made a mysterious little room. And then there's this part. It's kind of like a video game-esque, whatever. You jump in the painting like Super Mario, and boom, you're here. Yeah, this song is from Final Fantasy. I think it's called The Extreme. I just looped the intro and got a chiptune version. So this is actually very complicated to explain, this part of the map, because it actually has lore, it actually has significance to the themes. But I'll explain that later. The reason why these chests are black is because this room is pitch black. There's no lighting in this room. It's the textures are not pitch black, so you can actually see. But since I didn't add that to the chests, they're all pitch black. Even when you open them, the items would be pitch black. So anyways, let's continue. Let me see if I still have the programming in here. So when I was first making this map, I was gonna add this whole mechanic. I'll explain later, but yeah, I think they don't exist anymore. I might have removed them. There was a battle mechanic actually. You'd have a gameplay, kind of a gameplay thing. A monster would pop up at certain sections, and you had to fight it and survive its attacks. But I could tell that Gmod players were fucking just not know what's going on, and they would probably die or just break the whole system. So I had to remove it. That was even before the map came out. I just removed it completely. I left the programming and the objects in the map, but I left them invisible for like an Easter egg for like people that wanted to explore. There's a lot of exploration stuff, you know, because you're unique and stuff. I really spent a lot of time working on things for people that would be interested in looking for them, right? But yeah, so that's why there's so many leftover recycled stuff. But anyways, I was originally gonna put a bunch of objects here on this wall. I think I was gonna put people or something like that, but I ended up removing it, just leaving it like this. There's a chair and some bloodstains, whatever. And there was actually supposed to be a text box over here. I guess I removed it because I thought it was too edgy. You can actually see some of these things in early gameplay videos on YouTube if you look for it. But anyways, I'm gonna try not to waste too much time on this section. I find the music to be a little too loud. It might get over my voiceover. But yeah, there's this text which took me a lot of guts to not remove because it's just plain edgy, and that's not what I was going for in this map. I I really want a humanistic view to this, and not make it look like it's totally shit and hopeless forever. I just want to make it, you know, what the map something. It's just a feeling, right? It's not something like, oh, if you get sad, this is what's gonna happen to you, and you're gonna be like this and be immature or whatever. But yeah, this text, yeah, I still like it, but I kind of don't like it, and I was gonna remove it, but I ended up, it kind of fits the themes. Just this cycle of negative thoughts and waking up and sleeping and constantly, you know, having to wake up from those tendencies and then falling asleep again. Basically killing yourself every day. So that's what this text is supposed to mean. And it's supposed to be just a very pessimistic and self-defeatist thing. There used to be more text over there, whatever. And then some people don't get this one, which I understand. It's a reference to the Tower of Babel in the Bible. It's pretty shit. I knew that when I was making it. I didn't care. I just wanted to put something cool here. But yeah, this is supposed to be like, I'll explain it later, guys. Just hold on. This is just supposed to be creepy too. There's not really a lore relevance. I just want to get through this real quick, and because the song is distracting me right now, I can't really focus. Let's just go here. You collect all of those keys and you do this. So yeah, there's that theme again about self-ending yourself, whatever, unaliving. Alright, now that we got past that, we can finally focus. So that section of the map was really supposed to be about coping with, you know, your life, whatever, when it's bad, something like that, using this video game kind of layout. You know, it's very personal to me, so I can't really try to make this about the map, but it's like when you use video games to cope with your problems, and the character here is basically just trying to gamify his life so he can understand things and make it a plot for himself, like just a delusional plot that my life is like a video game. But that's basically it, bro. If I wanted to chalk it down to a phrase, it would be just that meme. My life is like a video, whatever. So yeah, it's just, you're in a state of such despair, you don't want to really face your issues as yourself. You just rather be in a video game and face them and face your issues as a video game hero. That's basically what this layout is. And I've had that idea for a story for a long time. This is just a surface level of it. I'm really intending to make a project where it's actually relevant to the story, where you can actually see it happening and whatever, this mental complex, right, of using something that people don't really care about, which would be games or art or whatever, to escape from your problems and stuff like that. There's a lot of escapism in my projects as well. Some of my early projects, there's themes of escapism and stuff like that. But yeah, this is what this segment is, and the mechanic I removed with the monsters would be like the main character stuff that he doesn't like, and just, I first programmed them to be like his parents and the expectations of that they have and stuff, and like you gotta fight them to progress and stuff like that. And if you don't, you die basically, and you gotta try again. But yeah, this is what that segment is about, to anybody that's curious. And then finally, the Tower of Babel is really it's just going with the theme of pride and, you know, being consumed by your own defeatist negative thoughts and whatever. It's just like this big tower of issues. There's actually a fascinating concept. I'll try to explain this. In the tarot deck, I forgot, I don't know really, I think it's a major arcana or whatever. There's these cards, right? And then there's the tower. The tower card is supposed to represent a complete destruction and collapse of a structure that is very big and very let's say it's a structure of a lot of things, right? And it's of great importance. There you go. It's a structure of great importance. And this section, Tower B, was just, you know, all of that is all those issues, and it's just a state of mind that's just not good. It's just going with that theme. But as far as the Bible is concerned, those are kind of the same thing, really. Just this refusal to be humbled and understand that you're feeling, or confront your feelings and not let them build up like that. It's very open to interpretation. I'd say in the worst way possible. I'm not really a fan of it, but there's still the ideas in there. But I just remembered something. And yeah, I don't like this texture. This is from some weird creepypasta shit. I find it to be very stupid. But anyways, a lot of people missed this. This is my favorite. One of my favorite events here. This block, when you go over here, and if you come back, it changes and it says this. And it's just, this is one of the moments where I actually let the map, or let the experience, like, actually be direct with the player, and just sort of show what kind of state of mind the main character is in. And yeah, this is just really supposed to be that. And another thing is this, like, this key, there's always something out of reach for the character. Like, things aren't what they what the heck, bro? I swear, I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's my vision. Man, the textures were like moving. What the fuck? I'm not. Is this Gmod? Well, I'm gonna have to look at this later. Anyways, so yeah, this is always something out of reach for the MC. Nothing is ever like easy. And then there's this theme about falling down holes, and there's just this pitch black. There's a lot of falling down and having to crawl all the way back up from pits and stuff like that. So yeah, that's obviously, it's pretty obvious. It's just supposed to be kind of like depression, whatever. But yeah, let's continue. That was very long. Let's continue if I can't remember where I'm supposed to be at. Right, okay, I remember, okay. Like I said, it's all broken up because this map used to be for you to explore, not really, you know, just do it linear. Just sit down and do it in a few minutes. So this part right here of the map is actually from LSD Dream Simulator, which was another inspiration. I was gonna originally add music here from the game, and I'll just show you guys, I think. Let me just keep. So yeah, let's get back to this. I'm gonna try to I'll try to show you guys what song I meant. Holy moly, 400. That is a lot of music. There's no way. So yeah, it's just weird. I used to listen to this weird song, these weird songs. Yeah, this is great stuff, man. If I could find the original. I never played LSD Dream Emulator because I think it's just not my kind of thing. It inspired me for sure, but it is very different. It doesn't scratch that liminal thing like Yumaniki does for me, but it's a great game, you know. So yeah. That's the kind of stuff I would listen to when I was making this. Electro. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to find it. That's fine. Alright. Let's get back to it. So yeah, this is inspired by LSD Dream Simulator. I'll open this real quick. So yeah, this is very buggy. This thing right here. I never intended it to be like that, but Gmod just kind of patched it and make it buggy. So this, I'll show you guys this in a bit. I just have to explain this. This paint, now this paint actually has some relevance to the themes. I remember when I made it on my computer. As you can see, it's not really incredible, but this kind of character doesn't really have a name. It's just supposed to represent the inner rot and just inside hatred of the main character and how it's bleeding out with the sinister light, and it's just supposed to be like, you're supposed to get a feeling of hatred from this image, and like he's trying to contain all the hatred, but it keeps leaking out. I'm surprised that nobody ever like tried to figure this painting out. They just think it's scary, which makes sense. And then yeah, I'll comment on stuff that makes lore sense, but yeah, these paintings don't really make lore sense. They're just there to be creepy. And there you go. There's that sound effect that will play there. That was meant to be a joke too. It's supposed to be a little bit of a joke. And it's actually good because some people laughed at it. Alright, so yeah, there's another gameplay thing I would like to do a lot, is adding weird little things like this. So there's your furniture, bro. And you're supposed to come back there and whatever, and then the painting will be gone. And yep, then you get the key, and there's the furniture. The rooms have furniture actually. So yeah, I like to do stuff like this. I spend my time. And the librarian actually missed the interaction here. There you go, there's a painting. And he just runs off. Back in the day, if you touched him, he would teleport you to this war zone or whatever. Rotten Wasteland. It was just like one big room and you just get out of there, so it's not really relevant. I removed that. So yeah, the way that painting interacts with you is just that self-hatred. It's just supposed to be that. And then there's this. It's supposed to protect you from the falling chair here. In the video, the librarian died to that chair. You're not supposed to die. It's kind of a... I'll give some advice to people that want to make horror content, video games, and map design. This is... I'm using what I'm doing here. I'm using the behavior of the player, right? When I put all this armor and health kit, some people might get weirded out and immediately assume like something dangerous is there, and something dangerous actually is there. So it's kind of just telling them to pay it to heads up, basically, like be careful, and it might work to unnerve them and whatever. So like, yeah, always use the map and always try to get in the mind of the player, and don't be an idiot and just put jump scares every 5 seconds, because that's not really what horror is. Horror is supposed to be more psychological, in my opinion. So this map is supposed to be that. Anyways, if you like your jump scares, nothing wrong with that. Let's continue here. This part of the map is straight up a rip off of the Backrooms level 3. I really like that level. It was rewritten, whatever. I don't like the article from the unofficial fan site. I forgot the name of the site. The wiki site. But I really liked some readings of it and some Gmod maps. So I kind of made my own version. Very short, whatever. There's this room right here. And then she said it. It's just one of those things that, like I said before, it's just an alien thing. It's supposed to unnerve you and make you think about the context. But then even if you have the context, it would still stay the same or just distort the meaning of it even further. So yeah, that's why this is here. It doesn't really mean anything. It could mean something if you want. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, let's punch in the code here. I got my own code wrong. Wow. Yeah, so that's 1927. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just supposed to be a spooky number, guys. Something happened back then, which I might try to use in a future project. I might try to use that kind of thing. But yeah, do a lot of button pressing. I don't know if I want to explain this part, but like that theme of falling down, right, into these pits and mazes, and this one is gives you a sense of urgency by taking away your health while you're here, which is not great game design for Gmod, because Gmod players don't seem to understand like there's no sense of dread, or how do I say this? So a thing that's good for maps or game design is making the player be afraid of dying, right? Having that consequence. And this was kind of supposed to be that. You'd be running around trying to get out of here. Which I'll admit, maybe it's not the best because the layout is not that great, but it was supposed to make the player at least feel dread and whatever, and try to run and understand that concept of, if I die here, I'm screwed. But since it's Gmod, you can just respawn and no clip and whatever. So Gmod players are not used to being like that. They will just not care, and they will die over there or not understand what's going on and get annoyed and get mad, whatever. So yeah, this don't mean nothing, by the way. And then there's this. So some people don't know what this is saying. Not even I know what it's saying. It's on I think it's Webdings too, or Wingdings. I think it's Webdings, yep. It's just some text. I forgot what it says, but it just goes in with the story. It's just something like, oh, my life shit, whatever, or something like that. And then there's this puzzle, which actually, if you didn't know, you can actually just do that. Yeah. You don't have to do this puzzle. This whole complicated thing, which is not actually that complicated for me. But, you know, I understand it might be a little bit jarring. Like, why did you add this puzzle here, bro? Like, I just wanted to add something, a brain scratcher, whatever. I always like these puzzle elements, and I try to add them in my projects. But when you make a bad puzzle or something that's like complicated and you don't understand it and it's hard for the player, that's not good. So I'll admit I'm not the greatest at making puzzles. So yeah. TLDR, if you can't make the puzzle, don't make it. Just don't put it in your project. Just whatever. That's it. It kind of annoys people. But yeah, if you want the answer for this, which I had forgotten because it's been so long since I did this puzzle, but I could instantly figure it out. So it tries to curveball you or shit like that. So yeah, it's just pattern recognition. X, Y, X. So if this is X, this is Y. The first one is Y. Going off of these three ones here. So it's Y, X, Y, X. That's the pattern. And then you count the numbers here. You just put them in where they're supposed to go, like from left to right. So since this is Y, let's go with the red one first. So this one's Y, and it represents 4. And then in our scale here, the 4, that's the position. Position number 3 is 4. So going off that, the green X would be 1. Get what I mean? And then the yellow X would be 2. No, it would be 3 actually. So yeah, that's basically it. And this one is just try-harding, really. I tried to make a fun puzzle, but it ended up being something like a fucking IQ test. So yeah, since this one is Y going off of this one, it would be 1. So yeah, it's just very dumb puzzle. I don't really like it, but I think it's fine. But like, it doesn't have a place in this map. And there used to be an Easter egg here. I removed it. I'm not really gonna talk about it because it's irrelevant. Alright. So some people might get confused, like, why are we back here? And whatever, but like I said, I was trying to put all of this experience. I updated it to be completely linear, so I wanted people to experience everything when the map was designed for you to explore it and look out for these things. But anyways, so yeah, this was supposed to be the hub, right? This is where you would go and there would be areas you could teleport to. And then there's that. It's supposed to show you that you can phase through this wall or whatever. And there's actually a secret thing here. Once you open this door, this happens through the door right here. And then there's that secret text. Let me see if I can, yeah, so this is just saying he was found hanging in his room. Because like I said before, the character killed themselves, whatever. The grandfather. Alright, so let's go through here. If you're curious, this just says lonely or loneliness, whatever. So yeah, you're supposed to spawn here. And this will teleport you to this area right here. And a lot of people miss this, but if you pick up this key, that's what happens. There you go. I'm amazed by it. There's so much going on here in this map, and people will miss it. And another fun little thing is this computer, actually when you grab it, it shuts off, and the light is coming from here or the middle of the room. It wasn't coming from the computer. I just thought that was kind of funny. So yeah, this audio you heard of the whispering, that's from Wireland 4. That's one of the CDs in the game. That's it. There's nothing to it. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys this. There's a corpse here, in case you're curious. So there's actually some mechanics going on here. When you open the door, the whispering stops. But when you leave, it will close. and they will start whispering again, having a conversation. Like I said, it's just supposed to be make the map feel alive and stuff like that. And then it will happen when you do this too as well. And then they'll stop. Originally there was like 2 chairs here, but I removed them. But anyways, I just remembered, so I'll talk about it later, but let's continue. So this part of the map is actually based on a dream I had. I drank that night, whatever, and I had a weird dream of this city, and I put it in the map. And I think it looks great. I think, whatever, but as I said, it was just supposed to be, it's poorly designed for sure. So like, yeah. I'm gonna just get this over with real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Yeah, that grunt was supposed to be a joke as well. Whatever. Some people got confused. A lot of people get confused on this part of the map. But that's basically what you gotta do. Just grab those things and press the button. But yeah, let's rush this. I don't really want to spend too much time on this. So there's this part of the map, which some people will get confused at. That's funny because back in the day, there you go. That's what it's supposed to do for that. So yeah, I just added this part. I made it. This part I made it very empty, with a little. There's not a lot of things. It's just supposed to look weird and alien. And there's this shot here which I really like. This is supposed to be a representation of the loneliness, right? The main character feels being in such an empty place by yourself, whatever. So yeah, let's get back to it. There's this voice line which I almost removed because I thought it was kind of cringe, but it's still here. The librarian actually misheard it. He said, "I don't think anybody lives here," but it's, "I don't think anybody loves him," which just goes with the themes of the story. Anyways, this is a reference to Super Mario, the little carts in the lava land, whatever. So yep, let's just continue. There's a lot of eye imagery. It's just supposed to be giving you that feeling of being watched. That's probably one of the things I use a lot is eye imagery, and I'm probably never going to stop doing that because I just really like it, and I love it. I love it, whatever. So yeah, this is actually my friend suggested me to do this. It didn't used to be there used to be a ladder there, but he suggested me to make this kind of a little puzzle. And people got confused. They didn't understand this puzzle. One thing I thought was kind of funny when I was watching the video is how the librarian would just pretend he was actually under the water when he was in this section. But yeah, this part of the map is inspired by Super Mario water stages. Yeah, can you believe it? There's a water stage in fucking Gmod, right? So yeah, this is just supposed to be a bit of a nab at consumerism and how nobody really cares, which is kind of goes with the themes of the story of not being loved and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah. Originally, I was gonna have the Super Mario water stage theme. I think not Dire Docks is the shipwreck. Yep, that's really it. That's really it. There's nothing crazy going on here. So this is not really a puzzle. This is just you put these things in here, and it's supposed to be a time waster. Make the map longer. Whatever. Yeah, that was a jump scare. And then you guys see this sign here? originally I was gonna have the lights change to the colors of the signs, like in tune with the texture, but that is extremely not good for the engine. I would think I couldn't do it. I can imagine myself like actually doing it with my current knowledge, but yeah, I don't think that was very good for the map. I didn't know how to do it at the time, but whatever. Yeah, so a lot of people think this is edgy, and some people think it's in poor taste. When I really think about it, I don't really see it that way, but I'll explain. But yeah, let's just continue. I'll explain as I get here. Once again, this is that thing about the furniture having like sentience, and this was just supposed to be a joke. This is a joke, guys. This is not something so super serious. I'm just saying that because a lot of people got mad and confused over that back in the day. Anyway, so yeah. There's another theme of being watched, and yeah, I put God in it, whatever, because what does God do? He watches you. That's what he does. So that's why he's in there. I'm not saying like God is a bad entity or anything like that. It's just the main character's insecurity of being judged and being watched all the time. So it's not God is a bad thing, it's the character's insecurity of being judged and watched by God and for his sins and shit like that. Yeah, so it's not saying that God is watching you and that he's evil, he's gonna hurt you or chop your head off. It's just whatever. I thought people would get it, but I guess not. Anyways, that's from Wireland. Anyways, finally we're at the end here. I'm tired. I'm getting tired of yapping so much, but like we're at the ending here. This is where it all ends and whatever. So this was actually the ending. This was the good ending, originally. You'd get this ending if you didn't kill. If you didn't hurt too much furniture and being a bastard. This is what you would get. You'd get this ending. Yeah, it's just very dark, right? It's kind of, you could say this is kind of in poor taste. Which I get, I really understand that, but yeah, I would agree with you. Current me would just, but I wouldn't hate it. I mean, it goes with the themes of the map, right? It really pictures that decision you make. If you unfortunately have done a decision like this, you should know exactly what this is about. Sometimes it really takes a lot of time to psych yourself up for it, even though like you've been wanting this for a long time, and then when the time comes, you're suddenly very scared and you gotta psych yourself up. But yeah, anyways, let's continue. I put a PNG. I could have put in like a, no, this is a JPEG. I could have put in like a PNG or a better texture, but I just put this texture. Kind of a little, not really a joke, but it's supposed to look weird and different because the situation is just so out of this world for the main character, and he's just such in a state of mind that doesn't really help. He's in a bad state of mind, really, and so it's just supposed to be jarring and look different. But yeah, that was a true ending. Not the true ending, that was a good ending. I'll explain that later. Now, this is the bad ending. This is what would happen if you were assholes with the chairs back in the day. This texture actually has significance, I'd say. It's like you're being carted off to wherever your grandfather of the main character, that influence, you're being carted off to the same place that person went to, which would probably be hell, honestly. And then here's like the party never ends. This is supposed to be hell, by the way, guys. This is like, I'll explain it later, man. I gotta explain the endings, because it's weird to say there's a good ending and there's a bad ending when in all of the endings you just kill yourself, which is crazy, which is incredible, guys. Anyways, so yeah, this was supposed to be the bad ending. It's just a character accepting like he's an asshole and whatever, and instead of just not being an asshole, he just doesn't care. Anyways, let's get out of here. Now this is the true good ending. This is what will happen if you didn't be an asshole and you got all the 4 books around the map. It would just extend this part. You won't actually do that, like that whole thingy thing there with the news. But anyways, I put Hangman in here. The librarian, bro. You actually were doing it wrong, bro. This map wasn't meant to be played in VR, so it really glitched a lot of the buttons. But yeah, it's just Hangman. It's just, the more you get wrong, it'll build the Hangman, and it will just reset. Which took a lot of time to program this. Actually, it was quite complicated, and if there's a lot of glitches in it, I would see it. You know, I would be able to tell, because I never really spent time to program this out. On retrospect, I'm kind of disappointed. I wanted to subvert. I could have subverted the meaning of this little puzzle, which I think I might reuse in a future project. But anyways, yeah, you just spell out that wonderful word over there, and you're supposed to go this way first, I think. Let me remember that right. And then there's these lovely phrases, which would be like, you know, something a very depressed person would probably think about, which was I was going for. So yeah, you gotta go here first, and then he's gonna be lurking. Yep. I'm trying to remember. Okay, I'll talk about it in a little bit. Anyways, there's this. Not really relevant. You get this. And it changes to this thing right here. So this thing here, haven't you caused enough trouble, is actually from a creepypasta called Mario. And there's these little boxes of text you can open in the game, and it will say that there's a lot of them will say this line here. So it's just a reference to that. And yeah, if you can't tell, that game also inspired me a lot. So finally, we're at the end. We're at the end here, finally. It's almost been an hour and a half. So originally, these were supposed to be the books you'd collect to get the true ending. And it would just be... This is incredibly bleak. I wasn't going for that, but that's what it ended up being, and I can't explain that one away, and I'll be honest that it is what it is, you know. But yeah, this is Life in Agonia. It's just supposed to be, like I said tons of times, you're just in the mindset. This map is supposed to put you in the mindset of somebody very just done with everything, bro. Just like constantly in their head and with negative, wrestling with themselves. So yeah, this is and how that, you know, if you let that kind of mentality get you, it can kind of drive you nuts. And like I said, like the beginning of the video, this is not supposed to glamorize this kind of thing. It's supposed to be unnerving, like unnerving, creepy, unfriendly, because this is not a place you want to be in your life. This is a place you want to stay away from, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the idea of the map. But yeah, see, these are the kind of thoughts, like, they're supposed to be scary and unnerving, because these are not places you want to be. But yeah, this guy in the map, he's just so done with everything that these thoughts just come off as like alien, like not even human. It's like he's becoming a shell of who he once was, because he's become so obsessed with, you know, his insecurities, and that's what I was going for. Anyways, so back in the day, they were supposed to spawn some people here in that corridor. Let me check real quick. Let me respawn there. Where would I respawn? Okay. Yeah, you gotta be careful as well not to glitch the music, because you could glitch the music. Let me see. Okay, I removed it. Okay. They used to spawn like shadow people in here, and I removed it. I'll go in this little place here later. Anyways, let's get back to it. Another thing about this map is that I intended for people to use no clip and explore around areas they haven't before once they completed the map or something, but they didn't want to do that. Anyways, this hallway used to have different text, but yeah, this is what it is basically. It's just these blocks, and once you pass through a trigger, invisible trigger, they will come out. And yeah, this was probably my favorite thing to program here. I really like this, and this is just a measuring tool I use to like make sure their distance is consistent. Anyways, back to it. This is from another creepypasta I really liked at the time. I'm not it's called it's a Mario creepypasta game, ROM hack, and it also would have these text boxes of just weird dialogue that wouldn't make sense and stuff like that, whatever. So yeah, this is what it was based in. You just go here, and I actually really had I spent a lot of time trying to think of creative boxes of text, but they used to be different and actually be relevant to the lore, like more about these negative thoughts than anything. But people said it was too cringe and edgy, so I changed it to this, and I kept it consistent. I really like this. Is probably my favorite section, one of my favorite sections of the map. It's just this, you know, barrage. It's kind of like a mental break. And then finally the character finally gives up, and they're consumed by their insecurities. That's the true good ending. And then yeah, I guess you're just in darkness forever. That's it, bro. That's the whole thing. And I don't think I'm not sure if you understand, but yeah, this is basically, they just kill themselves anyways. So now I can kind of like explain how the old endings worked. So yeah, this map is very bleak, right? It doesn't matter what you do, you're just gonna unalive at the end. But the message here is, if you're gonna this seems very negative, but one ending, the good ending, is at least the main character unalives himself with some dignity instead of being like a murderer, which would be the bad ending. Just embracing that violence from the previous generations and whatever, and just not caring about anybody. So yeah, it's very bleak. I know it is. Like, it's so weird to try to explain it because it's very very eldritch thing. It's not very human to think this way, but like, one ending is you kind of, if basically what it's saying, if you're gonna do that, do it quietly and don't hurt others, which is a very bad message, and I don't agree with it at all. Like, you shouldn't die and shit because of whatever's going on. But this really goes with, I think it kind of fits the mentality of the main character. It's just so bleak that he doesn't really care anymore, I guess. It's just, I could kill myself and be forgotten or whatever, or I can raise a little hell before that and just hurt others and be an asshole. And ultimately the game is saying it doesn't even matter because he's gonna die anyways. But it does matter. Your actions do matter. So yeah, that's the kind of the clashing themes here. I'm not really sure if it's the best kind of story to tell, but that is what I was going for, and whatever. It's, well, like I said, I'm not glamorizing this shit. But yeah, this one last thing I'm gonna show you guys is I tried to get in this store before. It's locked. I don't know why I put the switch to unlock it, but at some point there was some lights there. It will unlock, and you'll be taken to this place here. I'm not even sure why I did this, why I put this here. It really does not fit, like, whatever, but it does go with the themes of, like, liminality and the religion of the main character. So yeah, there's this huge climb up here. There was supposed to be some shadow people. I'm not sure if they're still here, but yeah, I removed them. And then there's this creature. This is just like, this is not supposed to be anything crazy. I think it's like a reference to the back rooms and stuff. And then yeah, you get 0 health. This is like supposed to be kind of like God or something, and the main character kind of, their idea of what God is like, even though it's wrong, is this is the main character facing judgment and completely losing all their health and their willpower and stuff like that. And yeah, you're just stuck. You're stuck with 0 health. Which is funny. But anyways, there used to be an image here. I took it out. There's a lot of stuff I took out. Anyways. Yeah, okay, yeah. Alright, I remember now. So, the reason I'm making this video is just kind of to demystify whatever this game got going on. It's not really... It is what it is, really. It's not supposed to be like crazy. Some kind of message for help or that I'm gonna kill myself, because I saw some people actually think that. That is not true. It's just, bro, it's just me venting shit and making fun maps and shit like that. So I hope this video kind of explained all of that and got all that confusion out of, you know, out of the minds of the people. I wouldn't have done this video basically if it wasn't for the librarian. And yeah, I could explain like Valley of Eyes and another old map of mine. But you know, I'm think this should be good enough for people that actually like still follow this heap of shit of a map. But like, yeah, that was all I got. So yeah, I think that it should be good. I got everything explained to you guys. I'm demystifying this for the people that are actually curious. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing my map. And remember, bro, take it easy. Drink some water. Don't sweat the bad stuff. You're gonna be okay. All right. Peace out.